Welcome, Alfredo Castro. It's a pleasure to speak with you. Online, unfortunately, we would love to have you in Istanbul, but unfortunately, in these times, it's like this. We are showing Blanco and Blanco in our June online selection because as we postponed the festival normally is in April, but we postponed the festival in October, kind of. And then we are showing every month, like more or less 15 films, so that we keep in touch with our audience and everything. And now we are showing Blanco and Blanco. But this year, normally we have two films with you. There is also El Principe that hopefully we will show in October too.
Voilà. Thank you for this interview. I'm very glad and honored to be talking to you.
So you are in Santiago de Chile, no?
Yes, I'm confined for 3 months now. We
so
are
how
in
is
the
it,
worst.
How is it going? Tell us a bit.
It's okay. I have 30 minutes to go with my dog for a little walk, and that's my routine every day. And that's it. I mean, but it's okay.
Yeah. But hopefully it will go better. Let's hope that it will go better. But we don't know because normally yours also. I think all the projects has been stopped, and we are waiting to work again to do other things. But we'll see. Yeah. So as I said, it's a film of Theo Kurt. I don't know how you read his last name. Kurt, maybe.
Kurt.
Okay. Kurt. Theo Kurt.
It's French, English-French or something like that.
Okay. So it's his second film, I think. Mm-hmm. It's his second, and it won lots of awards in Venice. It won the Orizzonti Award and the Fipreschi Award and the Human Rights Mention. So it's a young director, and you work a lot with young directors. El Principe also is a young director. What attracted you to this project, to Blanco and Blanco?
Theo Kurt is a very clever, sensitive, but most of all, of course, a very clever man, and he has a special writing, special hand, and special filming. The script is magnificent. I mean, the script was just very well written, and I love the way he films. The way he films is very weird. I've never filmed in that way.
What do you mean? Is it weird?
I mean that he never goes to very close-ups with the actors. He likes the panorama, the film from a long distance, and I don't know. I mean, his narrative is very clear what he wants. He loves actors. He had a very good feeling with actors. I don't know. It's very silent, and he's very sensitive. I mean, and the script was wonderful. Mm-hmm. I mean. Yes, please.
How did he find you? Is he living there in Chile, or he's living in Europe and he wanted to do a movie in Tierra del Fuego?
No, he lives in Santiago.
He lives in Santiago.
But not in Santiago, really, out of Santiago in the countryside. This is a family that used to live in a farm. They are farmers, I mean, and they knew very well this word. And he focused this film in the Patagonia, in the south, very south of Chile, at the end of the world. So we shoot in Patagonia for 4 weeks, and then we continue the half of the film in Canarias, in Spain.
In the island, okay.
And with 30 degrees of hot. But we filmed first in the dans la neige, the snow,
under the snow. Yeah, because the region is a very remote and harsh. How was the shooting conditions in Patagonia? It was difficult, I think. No,
terrible. terrible because you get to the to the last city in the world, what is Punta Arenas, and then you travel 5 or 6 hours in an island, a very big island, to the most south, when it's really the end of the world. I mean, the horizon is just like this.
Okay.
You can see the earth, the round of the earth like this and like this. It's very moving, it's very touching.
But you can confirm that the earth is round, which is very good.
Yes, absolutely, no doubt.
So the movie focuses on colonialism and the genocide of indigenous people, of course. And you are a photographer in the movie, and you are taking. I mean, you are also taking the like a victorious photograph of the massacre. You know, of
He becomes that.
Selkman tribute. No, the name is Selkman or something like the name of Selknam. Yeah,
Selknam.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was Indians in the very south of Chile, and they were devastated for rich people, Chilean and Chileans, and they bought 2 men to cut the ears of each Indian they killed, and they give money for that Indian being killed. So they devastate these Indians. They don't live anymore, they don't exist anymore. And the very shortly, but the story goes that I go as a photographer to this farm. Mm-hmm. The owner is a British citizen.
That we never see?
I'm sorry?
That we never see?
No, never. Okay. And he's going to marry a little girl, as usual. The men did at that time, a girl of 14 years old or something like that. And I was fired to take the photograph of the marriage. Mm-hmm. But the marriage, well, I don't want to be spoiled. But,
no, of course.
After that, something happened. I mean, I get passion with the girl.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we see that when you see the photograph, when we see how you prepare the photography and everything, of course we think of child abuse and everything, because you really move the girl in a different position and everything, and it's of course the aesthetic of really like abuse. Yeah,
I think he has the how do you call that? The Stendhal, when somebody gets really sick with beautiness, with
how do you say in
the
Spanish?
Stendhal, I don't remember. It's
the Stendhal syndrome.
Yes.
Okay, the Stendhal syndrome.
So
okay,
you know, Louis, Alice, on the mirror. Mm-hmm, the writer,
yes, Lewis Carroll.
Lewis Carroll is more sort of that, you know. Mm-hmm. He loves the little girls, but in a sublimation, not a sexual, brutal, poor fascination. It's just a Stendhal syndrome, you know, and as he don't get there and he's fired of his job, he gets into the killing of the Indians. Mm-hmm. And it's something, there's a thesis of the director, Theo, that means that in that time, to take a photograph, it took at least 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. You know, meanwhile, you prepare the camera, and then you pull the shot, and the time the photograph make the flash, mm-hmm. It means at least 5-10 minutes. So he was thinking about the photographs of the hystericals in France. Mm-hmm. You know, the photograph of how was the name of the hospital? La Salpêtrière.
La Salpêtrière. Mm-hmm.
Where at Paris.
Mhm.
when they took the photographs of this. It has to be a long time
Mhm.
in the pose with the corpse of the woman like this and hold by a doctor and the photograph, you know. So it was not natural. It was
No.
not like now that in 1 second, less than 1 second, you take a photo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the same thing with this girl, and the same thing with the Indians.
Yeah.
And he took the photograph of the massacre of the Indians.
Which is a beautiful scene at the end, by the way.
I
You
know,
know,
yeah.
where you prepare and running around.
Yes, and it's
really
nice because it's sort of Brechtian, Brecht scene that I get out of the film.
Mhm.
Sort of, I'm not acting anymore. I'm Alfredo acting the acting of the acting, you know, taking the photo of the photo of the photo. So it's very nice, very clever scene.
So when you think now, it's the film talks about colonialism, exploitation, abuse of power, and what do you think that about the fact that all the notions in the movie are still relevant even after a century, because it's the beginning of 20th century, and now it's still
Yeah.
relevant.
But if you think, I mean, this time of our lives everywhere around the world is just like the medieval, no? The medieval age. The la peste,
Yes.
death, people buried, common tombs. I mean, we're living a resume, for me, a resume of the human nature that comes for a very insignificant virus.
Yes.
Just not the word of, I mean, human beings. It's just we've been attacked by the nature
Yes.
that
Yes.
maybe we create, no?
Yes, maybe also. And then
Yeah.
then and we realize that nature is much better without us also,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
everything clean, everything stopped, everything was.
So this film tell us that we made everything wrong
Yes.
because we kill, we exterminate a very, very creative, beautiful, and powerful civilization. We exterminate that civilization is crazy for land, for money. You know, it's really, we are the worst in the world.
And when
I
you
also
see,
recovered the
yes,
opinion
sorry.
of a French writer, Houellebecq,
Welbeck.
was asked about how do you think we're going to get out of this better human beings? He said, no, we're going to be worst,
I hope.
more stupid, worst, more cruel, and it's
You think so too? You
yeah.
think
I
that
try not to be
nobody
so
will?
moral. No, you know, I'm believing in this interrelation. I think this is going to stay with us. Nothing will replace human relationships. Nothing will replace an embrace, a kiss. I mean, loving affects, friendship, and being there. I would be so pleased, so honored to be there in Istanbul and meet you and the people and embrace and sing and drink and whatever. So this will not replace anything. It will remain with us,
Yes.
but I hope it not replace the film and the cinema.
I hope so. I was talking with Jiazanke, the Chinese director, and he said that he wrote it anyway also, but he says that one of the best action of a human being is to watch a movie like shoulder touching to the other, and all these
Yes,
things. So
yes.
I hope
I was
we'll
talking
go
about
there.
that. I had a friend, a psychoanalyst woman that I worked with her a long time, and she said that the film, the cinema, and the theater is the divan of the psychiatry for the poor people, for the common people that doesn't have the money to pay a psychoanalyst. So if you go to a cinema in the dark and you feel with other human being at your side watching this film and being emotional and being clever, and your life is being telling there. So
Wow.
it's just very important for human beings.
Wow. So you started as a theater actor, no?
Yes.
At the beginning, yes. And then you founded your theater, Teatro La Memoria.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about what you are doing in the theater-wise now, I'm asking?
Now?
Now or and from the beginning also. How did you come from theater to cinema also?
Well, I've done theater for 30 years, and then I found this small theater in the center of the city, and I put this theater. It's a very small theater for 100 people, and we do more plays, very sort of subversive or special plays, not just commercial, nothing commercial, and author plays.
Okay,
and,
nice.
You know, and I was acting in a for me a very nice play, and we got this virus and we had to go home. Now we're closed, and I refused to do theater on this platform. I'm just doing some classes. I'm giving some classes by Zoom, this platform, but not theater, not at all. I refuse to do that.
But I hope it will open again when everything is over.
We will. I think I will
Okay.
go with my telephone on my own, and I put my telephone, and I will record myself on streaming. But I think I need the camera and I need the theater. You know, I need to be there.
I see what you mean. And while you were playing theater, how did you pass to the cinema? How they discovered you for
No,
what,
I mean,
Pablo
Larraín discovered me. He invited me. He was a very young director. I didn't know him. And he invited me one day. He left a script on my home, and I read it, and I said, who is this guy? And we met, and we talked, and we have made some photograph for a postulation to a fund. And we made a film called Fugue. Was the first film of Pablo Larraín, was a fake, was completely un fracaso, a failure. I mean,
okay, failure. It's a failure.
Work.
Okay, it
Didn't work. Not fake.
Okay.
Sorry, it didn't work. And after that, he put on himself very quickly, and he said, "I have a photograph of a serial criminal, American." A man sitting on a couch looking for a window, and this is Tony Manero. Do you come with me and we do a film very poorly with very small stuff? I think I go with you tomorrow. And we did Tony Manero, and we start. They sent Tony Manero to Cannes in a DVD or whatever, very not finished, just to make luck, I mean, to prove. And they say, you are accepted. And they said, what are we going to do? Fuck, we don't have the money to finish the film.
Incredible.
But they did it, and we went there, and it was a sort of success.
And it won. And it won Istanbul Film Festival, by the way.
Sorry?
It won the Best Film Award in Istanbul Film Festival, Tony Manero.
Yes. Incredible, yes.
We just screened it. We just screened it again in April, because we did some screenings with Mubi, you know, this online platform Mubi, and we showing films that were awarded in Istanbul, and we screened also Tony Manero.
I love that film. Yeah. If you do it again and I have the chance, I will go there. I love that film. It was my first film.
But you started very late in cinema then. No?
Sorry?
You started late doing cinema. You were, how do you say? Vous avez commencé en retard à faire du cinéma.
Ah oui.
Ah, c'est ça, je disais.
J'avais 50 ans.
Voilà. Why did you wait that much?
Because you never called me before.
Ah, okay.
So never.
Thanks to Pablo Larraín, now we know, because we don't know much actors from Chile, but we know you very well here in Istanbul.
Yes, and I started working, and then I've been working every year 4 or 5 films, and always with very young directors, men or women, first or second film. And I'm very proud and very happy of that.
Wonderful.
Because it's a new site, you know. There's nothing done for real. Nothing is as we think it got to be like that. It's just discover and discover and discover, both together, all the stuff, all the crew together, a new way of telling a story. Wonderful. And I love that.
And now, of course, we know lots of the new wave filmmakers from Chile, like Pablo Larraín, Sebastián Lelio, and everything. And even they go to Hollywood now, you know, to do it.
Yes.
So how do you compare the old Chilean cinema and the new one?
I make a great difference between Pablo Larraín, for example, in the movies he filmed in Chile and what he films in outside, I mean, abroad, in Hollywood or Los Angeles or whatever. Or I think the trilogy is The Club, Tony Manero, and Postmortem, because they always do Tony Manero, Postmortem, and No, the film No. Okay. But I don't think so. I think the trilogy is really The Club, Postmortem, and Tony Manero.
Okay.
I think they have a writing, a filming way that is very unique of Larraín. And he does other films that I love very, very much, like Jackie or Neruda or No, that I love them, but I think it's other language.
Yes, it's different. I mean, you can feel the
other
different
Pablo Larraín. This imaginario, no imagination, the thoughts, the memories, the biography, the corpse, the biology is in those films that he films in Chile, I think.
Do you try? I mean, you do Argentinian films also and Chilean films, but do you travel a lot for? Do you have other proposals from Europe or America or other countries, or you prefer to stay in Spanish language?
I prefer in Spanish, but because for me, acting is a matter of metabolization of a character. I don't memorize a character. You know, I don't know if the word is fine.
Yeah, but
metabolism. I mean, to go, I put the character on my blood. You know, it's in my blood, it's in my body, it's in my it's organic for me. It's not just memorizing or having a method. So I think, for me, acting is thinking. It's an act of thinking. And I think better in Spanish, of course. But I've been filming in Uruguay, in Mexico a lot. I did a film with Alonso Ruiz Palacios Museum.
Museo, yes, we screened
Museo with Gael, and it was a wonderful experience. In Colombia and Spain also, and
because I think always, you know, for example, when Spanish people, for example, let's take Antonio Banderas, who went to Hollywood to do movies, you know, he passed his career to do Latino people, you know, not characters, which is a pity because when you see him now in Almodovar's last movie, he is incredible because he can play somebody, you know, he can really play the character because it's his language. You know,
because acting is so private. It's a thing so private. It's so you work with your mind, with your memories, with your body. So if you think in another language, even Banderas have been living in the States for 30 years, it's so different seeing him with Almodovar and seeing him in that rubbish films he had done. I think maybe you might go to the States and get a lot of money and go back, you know, just once or 2 times, and then go back to your own memories.
Definitely. And Now, when you started doing theater and also cinema, who were the actors that influenced you a lot? Who were the actors that you liked? Or I don't know, somebody who
No, no,
influenced you,
no.
or directors, or
No,
whatever.
I might say, this is a confession, a very private confession.
Ah,
I
nice.
didn't see too much cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever. Not even now. I
Okay.
just watch those films that people recommend me. If
Mm-hmm.
you recommend me two of the films, I go and watch them.
Okay.
If Pablo or Theo or whatever said to me, please go and watch this film. But I don't watch series.
Mm-hmm.
I get very anguish with series,
Okay.
with a matter of time. I don't manage my time very well. Even I'm being in close here for 3 months. I don't go into watching series very much. Just movie scene, yes, now, but I don't have. I'm not a fan of. I mean, well, Pasolini,
Mm-hmm.
Bertolucci, all the masters. You know, well, of course, yes, yes. The French cinema, the Italian, whatever, but the Latin Americans also, Martelli, and whatever. But I
It's funny.
enjoy. I love them.
It's 2 days ago, I think, I talked with the German actress Barbara Sukova. You
Mhm.
know, she was the one who played Rosa Luxemburg and everything. She has a movie, and I asked her also what was her favorite, and she said that when she was young, she didn't watch any movie because the place where she was living, there was no movie theater, and there was a television, but only two channels. And she said, I didn't, I couldn't watch lots of things, you know. So yes,
Yes.
I understand at one point.
Sometimes it's good, you know, because in Chile, when I was very, very a kid, I
Mhm,
went with my nanny to watch Mexican films.
mhm,
There's an actor was named Cantinflas, what
mhm.
is a joke. I mean, a comic actor, wonderful. I mean, I watch him sometimes. He's a classic Mexican, stupid man, very political, very poor, and that was my films. I mean, you know. But I think it's better because if not, you can become an actor that act as other actors acted in other films.
Mhm.
So you recreate another actor's acting. I have no
Yeah, 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 I understand.
no images. I just go with myself and the director on a new search.
And how did you decide to do theater, to study theater?
I went into a therapy for many years for a personal problem,
Mhm,
family, and I have 3 years of psychoanalysis,
mhm.
and I discovered that I loved, that I enjoy, that I couldn't stand my life without theater. And I was a very shy guy. I never ever in my life stand up on a stage, on school, never. And I went and I gave my exam to get in the university, and they gave me I had to do a casting for going to the school, and
Mhm.
it was to be or not to be Hamlet.
Okay. Uh-huh.
With 17 years old, and I went
Wow.
there with a lot of people and masters, and I start with my to be or not to be, and I got into a drama school. It was the first time in my life. I don't know why,
Wow.
where I got that. No idea. It's a mystery.
It's nice. But lots of actors, I find, I don't know, they are shy in their real life. And on
Yes,
stage, it's really like opening,
yes.
and it's incredible.
There's a
So,
very nice text of Antonin Artaud,
mhm.
and he used to say that when I live, I feel that I'm living. When I act, I feel that I exist.
Wow,
That's nice.
it's really
I
nice.
feel that, and in this moment, I feel anguish not being acting, not having a camera. Not because I'm narcissist. It's because just it's my job. I mean, I love, I enjoy, I live. I really exist when I'm in front of a camera or in front of an audience. I love that. I miss that.
Yeah, it's nice. And so the directors, you said that you worked a lot with Pablo Larraín. He's
Yes.
the director you like to work the most, we can say, or not? Because you
One
know
of
each
them.
other now a lot, so.
Yes, yes, sure. I mean, I have a lot of confidence in him, with him, and we got on quite well. He's a wonderful director. He's a wonderful, wonderful director. I think we share a sense of humor. We share a side of society. We share a sort of sensibility, but the most we share is sort of irony, ironia.
Irony.
You know, sort of. We said in Chile, we said mala leche,
Okay.
bad milk.
Bad milk. Okay.
Bad milk.
It's nice.
Being a little fucking not know what, but to see the society or life from a side under the table, you know, to be a voyeur with a lot of humor and sarcasm.
I see. And then you did the El Príncipe after Blanco el Blanco, or before? It was at the same time, or less? No, it was last year, both of them, I think.
I think it was before.
No.
I think
No,
the Prince.
El Príncipe was in Venice, I think. Yes.
Yes.
And Blanco el Blanco was in Cannes.
Also, no.
No, it was both of them in Venice. Okay,
yes.
Both of them in Venice. You're right.
So I think they were first the Prince and then Blanco, I think. I don't remember.
Okay. And so what? And if you look at the cinema now, at the Chilean actors or actors around the world, which are the actors that you like now? You don't watch much, but
you don't like Chileans?
Chileans or other?
No, I like very much Willem Dafoe.
Mm-hmm.
I really love him. I met him once in Cannes. He's a very lovely and very simple and affectionate man. I got a photo with him. I'm very proud of that. I was like a schoolboy.
I did the same. Wonderful.
What a shame. No, I mean, there are a lot of actors I admire and actresses. No, I don't want to say names.
Okay. No, I understand.
But I like those actors and actresses that I can see them, as I said before, thinking a role, on a role, not a role, on a role. I mean, that really being on the organism of a role, not of an actor, an actress. And I love them.
Nice. Now when we see Chilean cinema in abroad, I mean, we see only the art house movies. But I'm sure that there are some other movies, no, in Chile, like big comedy or other kind of movies. And how is the Chilean cinema? How is it now?
It's incredible, but in Chile we have most art cinema.
Oh.
Yes, we have very, very, very few stupid comedies or romantic comedies. Nice. I would say 2 or 3.
Wow.
2 a year.
And the art house movies, they work, they do business in cinemas? People are going there to see them?
No, not really.
Not really.
Not really. No.
And
no, more. I mean, the art cinema.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't do money. They don't do audience.
Like everywhere in the world.
Wonderful Woman. Great. What's the name in English? Fantastic Woman.
Yes.
De Lelio.
Of Lelio, I see.
That was a huge success, you know.
Okay.
But with Pablo, we have very few audiences. We stay on the cinemas for 3 weeks, the most.
Okay. And did Blanco and Blanco is released in Chile? No. It
not
will
the Prince,
be, you think?
Not Blanco. Yes.
Okay, nice.
we're waiting the time, the exact time. You know?
When it will be over. Okay, wonderful. I was, one time in Cannes, I was talking with Lisandro Alonso, the Argentinian director, you know him.
Yes.
I just met him in Cannes when he did his first movie. I don't remember the name now. I forgot anyway. I met him in a party and I said hello, and he said hello. I'm Kerem, blah, blah. And he said he's a director, film director. I said, oh, nice. And I asked what kind of movie you are doing, and he said, I'm doing boring films. I said, nice. Because
Yeah.
he's really art house also. He's really.
I remember once in the Valdivia Festival of Cinema in Chile. Have you been there?
No, never in
You
Chile.
should come. I will tell the people. It's a very wonderful festival in the south of Chile. Very nice. And Pablo Larraín went once. We were there with Postmortem, and he went alone to watch the film of Theo Kurt.
Okay.
It's called
his first one. Ocaso.
And I asked him how was the film. He said it was the most beautiful, the most wonderful, the most clever film I have ever seen in Chile, but it's not going to go anywhere because it's boring. It's long, it's boring, and I saw that film, and it's really wonderful. But it's that kind of very boring films. But I mean, touching films, and
as Abbas Kiarostami used to say, that it's very nice that people fall asleep in the cinema because they feel very cozy and comfortable. So it's so nice to sleep there.
Well, you have the right sometimes,
Yeah.
As well in the theater. I've done plays where the audience, one or two people just sleep, and I say, okay, well, they watch the drama, the play until one moment when maybe the anguish or the imaginario was so hard that they got sleep, they couldn't stand it. And maybe that happens, that you get into a point of your insight, of your anguish or your desire that you better feel asleep, or maybe it's just really boring.
It could happen.
You're not prepared.
Anyway, so thank you very much, Alfredo. It was a very, very nice chat. I hope that one day you will come to the festival. We will arrange that. I hope.
Promise.
It's
wonderful. By my own or to your festival.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you again, and hope to see you soon then.
Thank you very much. I embrace you.